Good evening everybody and welcome back to One Hub Racing. This is season number 12 of the Pinnacle Tier and you join us at the season finale here in Abu Dhabi at the Marina circuit. My name is Kieran McGinley and joining me for the final time in the box is two-time champ John Worth. Jono, how are you this evening?
I'm really good, thanks Kieran. As you say, here for the last time, but looking forward to a great race, I hope, at Abu Dhabi, which has now become obviously the customary final race of the season, and I think it deserves its place on the calendar. It's certainly a spectacle, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen a lot of ups and downs this season, that's for sure. We've seen another champion crowned in Samster. It's a good time to reflect on this season as a whole, Jono.
Yeah, definitely. And we were just talking beforehand, weren't we, that the season it has not let us down at all. We've had so much action from to the grid all the way to the back. Not always the cleanest driving, I guess, but certainly in terms of entertainment, it is delivered. And we've had that great scrap, obviously, at the front as well. Between the big rivals, especially Reflow and Sam for a long time, on and off track, plenty of talk, wasn't there? And it delivered us some fantastic races.
Absolutely, and Marley here has shown us that talent there, that potential as well. And this latter half of the season, when there's no championships on the line, really takes some pressure off of the drivers. Reflow as well, coming now towards turn 7 here. It's not been the greatest season for Reflow. I think it's fair to say that. Champion in season number 11, couldn't quite mount that momentum into season 12. Do you think that's going to affect his mentality coming towards season 13?
I think it's definitely frustrated him. I think nobody will be more disappointed with the season than himself. And he's shown, early season particularly, that he's got the pace, but hasn't always had the consistency, has he? And I think sometimes maybe his head's dropped a little bit when things haven't gone his way. So, just got to come out now at Abu Dhabi, obviously, try and get a good result here. And just to set him on the right standing then for next season. We know he can do it, but it doesn't always work out, does it? And he's been up against some stiff competition this season, but he will bounce back for sure.
And we can't not have a season review and talk about Samster. What a season it's been for Samster.
Yeah, definitely. He's been the complete racing driver. That's what's won him the championship this season. He's got the speed, but he's also got the consistency with it. He makes the right strategy calls more often than not, and just knows when to attack and how hard to drive the car. Driving on the limit, it isn't always the best way to get to the end of the Grand Prix. And he's just been a rounded, complete driver and thoroughly deserves the title. Having wrapped up a couple of races ago now, and this will be a great send-off for him here. And next season, maybe moving up a tier. Who knows what the future will hold for him.
Absolutely, of course, he'll have to go through the qualifying night, as everyone has to, when it comes towards season 13, but the hype's already building for it, and Samster's pretty confident that he can try and get his A-game next season.
Yeah, I think whichever tier he ends up in, other drivers will certainly fear him, won't they? He's coming in being pretty dominant in what's been a super competitive championship, so I certainly would be a little bit nervous lining up alongside him on the grid next season. And drivers will have to. He'll join that group of drivers pushing for the title, I'm sure, wherever he ends up being.
And Scorpion there, 136.7, sets the fastest lap of the qualifying session so far. And one person who was in the pre-race interviews, of course, was Lukey. Quite a few of them in the box this time around. And Lukey said about his season, I feel like I've exceeded everyone's expectations this season, including my own. I know I could have gotten better results, and I'm looking forward to season 13. And that's the case for Lukey. I think he's done a fantastic job this season in the Renault.
Done a great job, particularly the second half of the season, I think. He's had some great race strategies. His pace has built out the season. And we're just always talking about Lukey, aren't we? Finding his way, battling his way through. And keeping out of trouble more often than not, and picking up some really good results, and great to see. Obviously, previous Podium Tier champion as well, so he's come up to the Pinnacle Tier and he's settled in nicely, hasn't he? And he's surpassed even his own expectations. So great building season for Lukey, and expect him to go on again next season and do the same.
And it's fantastic to hear that some of the drivers in the Pinnacle Tier are looking forward to the event and the charity event next week, Jono, which we subtly plug in that one the 29th of March, which is this time next Friday. We'll be live for the One Hub Racing Race of Champions, so that should be a fantastic watch.
Yeah, that'll be a brilliant watch. Lots of excitement around that. Pretty unique event. So everyone should absolutely tune in next Friday for great causes as well. So yeah, absolutely buzzing for that. It's going to be brilliant. And obviously we're back at Abu Dhabi, I believe, for that as well. So for the champions attending that race next week, this race is a perfect warm-up, isn't it?
Absolutely. One thing we just had through the chat is apparently Chopper has a qualifying ban, but there you can see him, 152.9. That's going to be more than a slap on the wrist, Jono. I would say you'd probably have some stern words to him going into next season, but then I realised you're taking a step away from it all.
I am indeed, but yeah, a little bit naughty. It's obviously he's just cruised round, hasn't really set a competitive lap time, but yeah, he should really just be staying in the garage during the qualifying session, but he's gone out there and just circulated at slow speed. So a little bit naughty from Chopper. Perhaps he's just decided to rebel against the stewards as it's the final race of the season.
You could get a penalty going in towards season 13. Not sure what goes on in the steward's office, but that's a possibility. But yeah, he dives into the pit lane now. One person who's struggling is Pete at the moment, connecting, disconnecting again. Hopefully Pete sorts out the internet, and hopefully he'll be able to join us for the race. As there you can go, he joins back for, I believe that's the second time now, and hopefully he won't drop again.
Yeah, it's been the story of this season a bit, isn't it? He's had bad luck when he has been around more often than not, and has suffered from disconnecting issues and what have you, and that will mean I also think he'll have a default setup for the race even if he does make it there. So a shame for Pete, and you know, hopefully for next season he can find a solution to those connection issues.
We may be down to 14 starters because Pete in the chat says he just can't join no matter what he tries. So I'm guaranteeing for the next 10 minutes that's exactly what he's going to be trying to join the session. Of course, you want to be racing in the season finale to just round off your season, but that must be hugely frustrating for Pete.
Yeah, it's got to be so frustrating. I see on Twitter every week as well, he's always talking about the race, excited for it, and then something like that happens, it's outside your control really, so super frustrating for him.
I think over in the Prestige tier, just to talk about that, I was seeing the drivers' press conference. Samster was there, and this time it was Nick turning up the heat in the press conference. That's not normally something you see, but we'll talk about Sam first because he was called to the box. And Nick asked him, despite winning the championship, you stayed at the same amateurish level of assists. Do you have no intention of improving yourself, or are you hoping to ride your luck for the rest of your One Hub career? To which Sam replied, not sure any driver has won the title by Japan, and lucky, I've been lucky, so I think that speaks for itself. If I do find the time, though, I'm looking to up my game majorly for next season and hopefully be right at the top there as he's wheeled back into the garage by his Ferrari crew.
Yeah, harsh words, I guess, from Nick, but assists are always a topic of sort of controversy and always talked about, I guess. And yeah, I believe Sam is probably running lots, quite a few assists. And I've, spoken to him as well and seen that he's talking about trying to go down to less assists. And I think, getting that balance, it is important to learn, you can get more on the edge of the car control and learn the car control better with less assists. I think if you really want to battle at the top, we've seen Julian this season, obviously mighty in the Prestige tier. If you want to get near drivers like that, perhaps that's something you've got to look at for the future, is, moving off some of those assists.
Yeah, in the Prestige tier, Nick did pose a question to Odems, but Odems never replied. Something to do about the ego Nick was asking him about, but yeah, Odems never replied. So, who knows? But we're not focusing on the Prestige tier anymore. We're focusing on this final round of the Pinnacle tier. And, Jono, I know there's been so many moments this season. 21 races, it's a lot to remember. But if you have to pick out a defining moment in this season, what would it be?
Oh, that is such a difficult one. In terms of sort of defining moments for the championship, I think Reflow's DNF and crash at the Spanish Grand Prix which I don't know if you were there for that one, but he crashed out of that one, and up until then it had all gone sort of smooth sailing for him really, and you just said he was favourite for the championship at that point. But ever since that, the tables turned and Sam really came into his own. So in terms of maybe a game changer for the championship, even that early on, that always stands out in my mind.
I think for me, one of the defining moments was the moment in Russia when Pete lost the back end going into turn 4, and backward, it came across the track backwards on the entry and exit into turn 4 and just went into the side of Brumadinho and his teammate Donkel, with Samster slipping through the middle. And I think that to me was the title wrapped up. I mean, it was wrapped up at Japan, but to me the amount of luck that Samster had at Russia was just phenomenal.
Yeah, I think the racing gods shone on him. I think that's in the trailer, isn't it, that moment, which everyone should check out, by the way, after the races tonight. Yeah, the racing gods were shining on him to come out of that, just plain sailing when other cars, just chaos around him. You must just think at that point, wow, this is all going to go my way. And it was a pretty epic incident, wasn't it, that Sam just sailed out the other side.
Absolutely. Donkel is finally out on track with just over 6.5 minutes to go, starting a flying lap on some super soft tyres. And of course, Jono, you've won here twice before, and going from dusk to dark, it's a unique race here as I'm West goes top 134.6.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique race. It looks absolutely great, and I actually really like the circuit as well. I always enjoyed driving here quite a bit. You've got a bit of all sorts. The final sector a bit more sort of street circus-ish, and then you've also got the big straights and braking zones and overtaking opportunities as well. So I enjoy it. I think it's a good track to come to for the end of the season. And always, as you say, picked up 2 wins here. Always suited my driving relatively well. And I'm happy to see it continue on the calendar.
Scorpion there making his way around the final couple of corners as he's warming up his tyres. And let's go on board for a lap then with Scorpion as he makes his way around the final corner now. And on towards the start-finish straight. Crucial to get that last corner and the exit of it absolutely spot on as we now head all the way down towards turn 1, using that curb on the right-hand side and trying to get that curb on the inside to help turn the car in. Then we come towards turns 2, 3 and 4. Watch out for this section at the beginning of the race. Heavy cars, low aero. You're going to see a few cars go wide at that point. Braking now towards the turn 5 and 6 section. Look for cars trying to look for an inside line up towards turn 5. Exit of turn 6, you can sacrifice it for the entry into turn 7. Watch the exit, watch the curb and watch the traction as you now head all the way down this straight. Misleading straight here, watch that tarmac on the right hand side. The blue will sort of come onto the track and try and catch you out. Be careful not to go on that because it does slow the car down as we head now down towards turn 8. And braking hard then, you can see the little bit of a lock up then. Expect a move going into turn 8 though, as we now make our way through 9 and 10 and on towards the second DRS zone as we now head all the way down towards turn 11. And you can see that Scorpion staying tight to the left hand side. And will he use that curb on the right hand side? Yes he does, as we make our way through 11, 12 and 13. And we have seen some drivers try and make a move through that section. Always difficult as we now head through turn 14. Short run now as we head through 15 and 16. Full throttle as we head through 15, and then 16 has got to be thinking about the braking zone. Right on the exit, you can see there Scorpion locking up a little bit. You risk that if you leave the braking too late coming through 16. Now heading towards turn 19. Watch the wall on the exit there. You don't want to get too close to that. As you now head down towards turn 20, chucking the car in and using the curb on the left-hand side. Now making our way around this long turn 21. Apex is later than you think. Short run to the line, and that's Scorpion then at 135.6, which puts him into the top 10.
It does, and we've got quite a mix of tyres out there at the moment as well, haven't we? Hypers and Ultras. Don't call on the Super Soft, but he's on his own on that at the moment. But quite a mix. But I'm West currently in that pole position by 3/10 or so. But everyone else will be having another attempt yet. But I'm West, I think we need to not underestimate him, do we? We sort of forget about him because of the battles we've had all season. But he got P2 last time out at Brazil, and since his arrival in this tier, he has been very, very quick indeed. So perhaps I'm West will be out to win the final race.
Absolutely. So with those Hypersoft tyres, we're expecting a 2-stop from I'm West. If you stop too early for the super soft tyres, of course this track really focuses on the rear tyres. It can eat them for breakfast if you're not careful. and you could suffer a puncture if you pit too early. So we're sort of expecting anyone who starts on the hyper soft tyres to go for a 2-stop during this race, hypers, then 2 ultra soft stints. Anyone who starts on any other tyre, we're expecting a 1-stop from them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how those strategies work out. Nice to see the 2-stop and the 1-stop. So that should give us some exciting racing, shouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And White Fountain in the chat there saying a big thank you to the both of us. And he also says, enjoy your retirement, Jono.
I will try and enjoy every minute of it, White Fountain.
Much less drama in the stewards box. I've always said to you, you had 7 seasons in one hub. Then I came along, and that's when you decided to leave. That was the final straw.
Say no more about that. I was hoping you wouldn't notice that, but yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well, Matt there in the top 10 at the moment on a set of super soft tyres. He's now gone back out on a set of ultra soft tyres, and time flies when you're having fun, Jono, because we've just got 1 minute and 45 seconds left, and this is where we're expecting everybody out on track for their last lap. And to be honest with you, Pete here is trying his darn best to get back into the session, but it just doesn't look like it's happening.
Yeah, if it was a championship points awarded for how many times you can leave and join a lobby, then Pete would definitely be champion, wouldn't he? But unfortunately for him, it's not working out well at all. Let's hope he can make it for the start of the race.
TK here then, making his way now down towards turn 17. Always a tricky braking zone there, expecting to see a couple of lockups there. What's your tip for taking turn 17, just very quickly, Jono?
Yeah, it's a tricky corner. It's you've got to try and, I think, not overdrive the corner. You've got to carry the momentum in, but it's very easy to mess it up, as you say, and lock while you're trying to turn at the same time. So perhaps a bit more rear brake bias, and just try and keep it neat and tidy. Yeah, and not try to push the limits too much of that corner.
Here comes Tiga then flying through turn 2 and turn 3. Look at the grip of those hyper soft tyres, just absolutely stuck to the road as we now head our way down towards turns 5 and 6. You can see there TK running a little bit deep into turn 5. You can see how much that compromises the entry into turn 6. I'm really getting my words mixed up. It's only qualifying. That does not bode well. Matt FNG, by the way, up to P2 on those ultra soft tyres, so he's found some time somewhere. Marley as well on some ultra soft tyres. He's set a 1:34.9 on a set of super softs. Watch out for this lap time. He could take yet another pole position. As you see TK now making his way through turns 8, 9 and 10. Really confident on those tyres, and you've got to be careful on the exit of both those corners, and watch out for the sleeping policeman on the inside of turn 9. That can really unsettle the car. Checkered flag is out then, and Kian has not made it to the checkered flag in time, so he will be starting from no higher than 6th place. Let's have a look at TK then as he makes his way now through turn 19 on the way towards turn 20. Where can the Haas go then? It's been a tough season and a good season for the Haas boys, as I got TK's positioning on track completely wrong. He's actually entering turn 17. Now he's coming towards turn 19 here as he makes his way down towards turn 20. Brumadinho in the Force India, 1:34.7. Good lap time from the Force India then. He's shown some real pace in the back end of this season. Here comes TK then around the final corner towards the start finish line. Where can he get that Haas? It's 3/10 slower than his best time, so he doesn't make that improvement. Matt F&G meanwhile makes his way back to pit lane, currently starting on the second row of the grid. Reflow out there on a set of ultra soft tyres. Where's Samster? Marley then goes top, 1:33.9. That's going to be a tough time to beat then from the Renault driver. He's made his intentions clear. He wants that pole position. Jaw looks like he's backed out of his lap. Here comes Samster then, the champion, making his way around the final corner. Across the start finish line, it's P2, 1:34.3. And Reflow there up to P3 now. And we've just got Jaw out there, but he's making his way back to the pit lane. So the last qualifying session of Season 12 is over and done with. And Marley is on pole position.
And you've said that several times already this season, haven't you? Marley once again delivering a phenomenal lap there. Sam getting himself on the front row, but he's a little way back from Marley. And Donkel down there in 11th as well. So another qualifying specialist in previous races, but not worked out too well from the McLaren driver there.
Absolutely, as we just wait for the time to tick down, just waiting for Jaw to retire from the session. And, well, what a battle this could have been. Reflow there, qualifying in P3. And I guess for him, it's just all about building that momentum on towards next season.
Yeah, definitely. It's all all eyes on next season now, isn't it? I mean, this race, the drivers are all out there to have a bit of fun, I think, and you know, you've always got to try and enjoy the final race, and I'm sure that's what they'll try and do. Although I do believe that in the Drivers' Championship, there's only a couple of points separating Reflow in third and White Fountain in fifth. Only 5 points between them, so there is still some battles out there that the drivers will be determined to win in today's race.
Just to go over qualifying then, Marley on pole position with Samster in second, Reflow in third with Iron West in fourth, Brumadinho fifth with Matt F&G in sixth, the two Haas's of TK and Jaw start seventh and eighth, Kian in ninth, Scorpion in 10th with Donkel starting outside the top 10, Lukey in 12th, Chopper 13th, Pete couldn't get to the session in time and CSS didn't set a time at all in that session, he's starting from P15, that will be promoted to P14 because it looks like Pete is going to have a DNS for this race.
Yeah, it does indeed. Shame for Pete to not be able to get out there, isn't it, for the final race? But it is what it is for him, I'm afraid. But other than that, we have got an exciting lineup before the race, I think. It'll be interesting to see what tyres those outside the top 10 decide to fit as well. Especially Doncall, I guess, who you'd expect to be up towards the front. Will he try and do something a little bit different?
Yeah, absolutely. As Pete in the chat there is confirming that it will be a DNS next to his name, which is really unfortunate. You put in all that hard work and, well, the internet just doesn't let you race.
Yeah, we said about the racing goals looking kindly on Sam. Well, unfortunately, the racing goals or the internet goals haven't looked kindly on Pete at all, have they? And it is a shame because he's a quick driver. We've seen him in some cracking battles this season. So he's definitely not finishing the championship where he deserves to be on pace, that's for sure. But there's always next time, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Heading towards season number 13. Of course, the sign-ups open for that in early April. If you want to know exactly when, you can always visit the One Hub Racing website. That is onehubracing.com and click the Apply to Race section, and it will tell you that I believe the sign-ups open on the 5th of April, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. Correct.
So I'm a little bit worried here, John. I'm just looking at a screen of the pit lane here with no HUD whatsoever. I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, let's hope things sort themselves out. But yeah, a little bit worrying at the moment.
So what did you have for tea, Jono?
Yeah, we're going to try and find some way to fill the time while we wait and see what is happening. We usually, having drivers trying to hurry onto the grid for the race, we usually tell them to wait so the drivers can sort out their strategies. But at this time, we might have the opposite situation going on.
Absolutely. Obviously, we'll keep you updated as best we can on this one, and we'll see what happens. At the moment, we're just looking at this lovely little pit lane with no HUD, no nothing. It's a lovely pit lane, though, yeah, I have to say.
It is a lovely pit lane. The guys above the pit garages there are having a good time.
Here we go.
Finally,
here we go.
Yeah, we are on the grid.
That took a little bit of an age. Maybe one car was just really slow in getting to the pit lane and onto the track, maybe. But there is Marley then, getting a little bit of a slow getaway, but maybe just warming up those tyres in the best way he knows how then. Samstar will want to end this season on a high. P2 on the grid, and he'll be wanting to round off the season maybe with a win. And he's shown his pace all season long. And we'll have to wait and see if he can seal the win. CSS there starting in P15, didn't set a time in qualifying. And one person who might be in a little bit of hot water come the end of the race is Chopper here, who is actually starting P13, even with his qualifying ban. Of course, he did set a lap time. He did actually go out onto the track during... Oh, he's lost it into the wall. Whoops-a-daisy. Well... That's a little bit embarrassing on the stream, but there we go. We'll just keep the camera on him a little bit longer. Why not? But yeah, he might be in a little bit of hot water come the end of the race. Yeah,
perhaps that was fake there, wasn't it? That spin, getting a bit embarrassed on the stream after breaking the qualifying ban, as you say. So yeah, likely now he will face some sort of further punishment for the start of season 13, which isn't ideal at all. It's usually a clean slate for all the drivers, but perhaps won't be for Chopper.
Well, let's have a look at the tyre strategies then. Top 3, Marley, Samster and Reflow start on a set of ultra soft tyres. I'm West there qualifying on a set of hyper soft tyres. So watch out for him. It looks like it's going to be a 2-stop from him. Then it's Brumadinho in 5th with Matikaji in 6th. TK and Jaw, both Haas's starting on the hyper soft tyre. With Kian there on the ultra softs. Scorpion also on the ultra soft as well. They're all on used tyres. Donkel then on a fresh set of super soft tyres in P11 with Lukey on ultra soft tyres. Chopper on super softs. Pete would have been starting on a set of ultra soft tyres with CSS doing the same there in 15th place. Should be a good one, this one. And as we make our way around the final corner with Marley then, the season finale draws ever closer. We start the race in the dusk. We'll finish the race under the floodlights and under a barrage of fireworks towards lap number 28. But we're just waiting for the rest of the field now to come around. There's Reflow leading the rest of the field around the final corner and on towards the grid. Let us know in the chat, who are you backing for this race? Who do you want to win? Who are the flags flying for? We want to know. Get involved on this one. This is going to be a good one with Marley on pole position, Samster in 2nd, Reflow in 3rd, and Donkel's going to have a job on his hands down in P11. Moments away then from the lights counting down, and a little bit of a delay once again. Just waiting for those lights to come on. And
we've got McLaren driving around.
Yeah, absolutely. McLaren's off. That's an interesting sight. And he has stopped at turn 1. He's parked at turn 1. Well, okay. We'll have to wait and see what happens then. And here we go then with the 5 red lights. The McLaren's parked on the apex. Here we go then. Round 21 is underway, and what are the start like? Well, Pete's got a fantastic start by the looks of it, but here we go then, down towards turn 1. Samster on the inside has got the start made, and here comes I'm West trying to battle away with Reflow as we head through turn 2 now, and it looks like the Force India there of Brumadinho trying to make his way through, almost catching the rear of Reflow then, and Reflow losing out then as we now head down towards turn 5 for the very first time, as Chopper's now left the session. I'm West running a little bit deep in towards turn 6 then towards the hairpin of turn number 7. This hasn't been a great start at all for Reflow. He now finds himself in a sandwich as we now head through turn 7 and along the back straight then as we now head down towards turn 8, the first real heavy braking zone of the circuit. You can see there the barrage of cars as we head now down the hill towards turn 7 now. You can see it, they're going to try and make it 4 wide as we head towards turn 7. I think they are. The Haas in the background backed out of it. You can see there Brumadinho forcing his way through, and Reflow has to take to the curbs then. That's going to compromise his exit. Here comes Matt F&G then as we now head towards turn 10, 11 and 12 then. Pete obviously is running around as a ghost car right now, so Samster is actually going to take the lead of this race then as we now head around, and here we go then. Samster's going to take the lead of the race then. Meanwhile, the Haases haven't had a great start either. They're down to P8 and P9 at the moment. So not a great start on those hypersoft tyres. They've got to make those strategies work then as we now head our way down towards this heavy braking zone of turn 17. And that's a Williams up the inside of Scorpion there. That's Kian, who's found his way through. And he's now up a position, up towards the points now. I'm West is now up into 3rd place with Pete, a ghost car running around the track. The 2 Haases here. It will be interesting to see if team orders come into play. I doubt they will for the season finale. I wouldn't be surprised if they just let them race. But at the end of lap 1 then, Samster leads with Marley in 2nd, I'm West in 3rd. Pete in a ghost car is in 4th place with Brumadinho 5th, Matt 6th, Reflow 7th, Jaw in 8th, TK 9th with Kian in 10th. We've got Scorpion in 11th, CSS in 12th, Donkel 13th, Lukey 14th, and Chopper, who's left the session, in 15th place.
Yeah, it was a great start from Sam, wasn't it? Customary Ferrari start this season, I guess, for them. Usually gaining positions, and it worked out well for him again. So Sam leads from Marley. And have you seen something, Kian?
Yeah, I've seen CSS sort of lose something at turn 6 then. Not quite sure if that was an involvement or a collision or whatever, but he was around and he's lost a lot of time here. Meanwhile, Marley here lost a lot of time as Samster takes out the DRS board on the inside of turn 10 then. As we now head all the way down towards turn 11, I'm West looking to try and make a move if he can. And, well, Pete there is falling his way down the field, unsurprisingly, since he's not in the session at the moment. But we've got a battle in the background between Scorpion and Donkel. And Donkel trying to go around the outside on the exit here. As we now head towards turn 14, he goes off the track then to gain the position. well, he'll argue that he had nowhere else to go, and he's got himself now up into P11. It will be P10 when he gets past this ghost of a teammate.
Yeah, it's tough going for Donkle at the moment on those super softs as he runs wide again there. So yeah, he's got to go long on those tyres and take the pain at the moment, and he'll hope to get the payback for it at the end where he can bolt on some softer compound tyres. But it's crucial for Donkle just to keep it clean and pumping the lap times now on those super softs.
One battle to watch is the battle for 7th place between the two Haas's and Kian right behind them. As well as that, you've got the battle for the last points paying position of Donkle, Scorpion and Lukey. And also don't forget the battle for the lead. Oh, Donkle's lost it! Donkle's out of the race. I just switched off of him as he was losing the back end. CSS does the exact same thing. This time he's able to keep control of the car. And Donkle on lap number 3 is out of this race, lost the car and went straight to the scene of the accident.
No sooner did I say he needs to keep it clean and put in the lap times, he was out of the race. Easy to do there, easy to lose it, and unfortunately for Donkle, yeah, the car's bitten in, isn't it, and out of the race.
That looks like a Haas battling here as TK moves ahead of Jaw as we now head in towards the DRS section here, crossing the activation point, as now the two of them will make their way now down towards turn 11. And Jaw thought about a move but then backed away from it, not willing to battle his teammate. The problem the Haas's have, if they battle each other on those hypersoft tyres, they're going to overheat them and they're just going to cause unnecessary wear to them. They want to try and run quite a way on those hypersoft tyres. You're up to around about lap 6, lap 7. So they've still got to put a little bit of life out of those tyres.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're thinking really about the long game at all at the moment. They're using a lot of ERS modes as well, especially TK. So yeah, more than the drivers ahead of them. So they are pushing very, very hard at the moment. But as you say, those hypersofts, won't have that much more life in them. They need to try and look after them if they can. As Reflow then has left the session.
Well, it's a disaster for him then. So he's out of the session as it stands. So he'll just be going around as a ghost car right now. But Lukey, meanwhile, is trying to close in on Scorpion. Of course, Scorpion was chasing Donkle as he lost the back end this very last lap in this very section. As we now have that heavy braking down towards turn 6 then. And as we head through turn 7 now, you can see Reflow dropping positions left, right and centre. And the very start of the race, to lose all of those positions is the last place you want to do it. At the very start of the race, you lose so much time and so many positions. As you see Matt here just trying to close in on Brumadinho at the moment. And it's showing here TK's 2 tenths down. But I'm assuming when we get to the start-finish line, that's going to sort of correct itself, because he definitely looks more than a tenth behind him.
Yeah, a few of my timings have been a bit wrong, I think, at times in this race. But Matt's ended up, battling Reflow hard early on, wasn't he, for that position, and gained it. Reflow beaten up quite a bit early in the early stages of the race. But the Ferrari driver, he's got himself into 5th place and a bit of clear air now, with Brumadinho just a little way ahead of him there. Just something to chase at the moment.
Lukey's made a move on Scorpion, so Lukey now up to P9 as Kian now just trying to chase down one of the Haas's of Jaw right ahead of him. We've got to keep an eye as well on I'm West as we're now heading down towards turn 21 as Kian there looking on the back of Jaw as we head towards the start finish line now. And will Kian look for a move up the inside towards turn 1? It's probably not the best place in the world to try a move up the inside going into turn 1 because it just compromises your exit and entry into turn 2. And as you can see there, Kian drops back. You can see the difference of grip levels here. At the moment, those hypersoft tyres still have some life in them.
Yeah, and they're going to make life awkward for Kian, that's for sure. Won't be long until his tyres are in the window though compared with those hypers, and they will start to struggle. So patience needed for Kian here, but he has got himself lined up in DRS, so maybe he can make something happen.
Here he goes then towards turn 8. In the DRS zone then, will he try a move? He's going to go for it down the inside. Very late move, but Kian's got the move done. And it's lucky that Jaw saw him coming and just moved to one side. Kian then up to 7th place.
Yeah, really aggressive stuff there from Kian, wasn't it? He just about got it stopped with a bit of space given by Jaw, who looks to come back but thinks better of it and actually ends up understeering a bit wide there, Jaw, as well. So Kian then through one of the Haas's. But he's got the other one now to to try and get. And so many times this season, Kieran, the Haas drivers, they're almost inseparable, aren't they? Especially in the early stages of the races.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've shown their consistency, as TK has been proud to say that he doesn't see a reason why Haas would drop them. They've been working so well together, and TK said if he could choose a teammate next season, it would definitely be Jor. They work so hard together, they work on their setups, they work on their consistency together, and they'll be hoping to be in the Haas again next season. That is I'm West and Jor coming into the pits, two of the Hypersoft runners. So of course Jor gets the first call over TK, because of course otherwise they'd be double stacking and that would cost him so much time. So the Haas having to split the strategy here. Both are leaving on a set of ultra soft tyres, so expect them to now make 2 stops, or 2 stints, should I say, on those ultra softs.
Yeah, definitely. So they've made it to the end of lap 5 then, haven't they? So rejoined, and Unwest is in clear air as well with those fresh set of ultra softs on board.
A little bit of a tap there from Samster as he now goes around the outside of Marley, heading through turn 9 there. And Marley maybe sort of giving that position up and looking for the DRS. That's exactly what he's done. Good bit of racecraft from the Renault driver as he now looks up the inside of turn 11 and looking to get that braking absolutely spot on. He does that to perfection there. And Marley takes back the race lead with a really bit of clever racecraft there.
Yeah, really bit of clever racecraft. Took full advantage of the DRS, didn't he? Gave up the position just to take advantage of that and fight back, and it worked out perfectly for him as he runs a bit deep there though, and that might give Sam a chance to go around the outside. He's going to try to, and he's got that move pulled off as well. Yeah, no, they have to back off there. He was cutting the corner a bit too much, so slots in behind once again, but we are set up for a heck of a duel here, I think, between these two.
Absolutely. Well, with one Renault driver battling away, there's also another, as Luke is trying to now close in on Kian, as the other Haas driver now comes into the pit lane. That's TK into the pits then. So that was the last of the Hypersoft runners coming into the pit lane then, as we expect them now to put on a set of ultra soft tyres, or 2 of them, to get them to the end of the race. There is Jor then in 12th place. CSS also into the pits then. He's been on a set of ultra soft tyres. I wonder if that's a little bit of damage on CSS's car. He's come in so early. Yeah,
well, I'll keep an eye and see. It doesn't look like there's going to be any wind changes. No, there isn't. So he's back out on another set of super softs this time by the look of it.
Well, that's very early. He's going to have to do a big job of letting those super soft tyres last to the end of the race. I have my doubts about that one. I think CSS is going to regret making that move. But then again, Jono, he could prove us both wrong.
He could indeed. Wouldn't be the first time I've been proved wrong, that's for sure. But it does seem early. He was on the ultra soft tyre, so we'd expect him to go at least a few more laps. So slightly strange as Marley there picks up a 3-second time penalty, I think the first of this race. So obviously pushing very, very hard at the moment in his battle with Sam there at the front.
Absolutely. Heading now down towards that braking zone of turn 17. Very easy to lock up, as Jono was saying earlier on. But he's keeping the pressure up on Samster then. Even with that 3-second time penalty, all he can do right now is just keep putting that pressure on. He's staying behind in the DRS detection points, and that's good enough for him right now as we head around the final corner. Samster will start lap number 8 in the race lead, with Marley in second, Brumadinho in third, Matt FNG in fourth, with Kian in fifth, Lukey sixth, with Scorpion in 7th. Iron West, after his stop, has come out in 8th place. TK in 9th. Jor is behind TK now. So the overcut actually worked against the undercut there. So that's pretty surprising to see. Reflow in 11th. I'm not sure he's rejoined the lobby yet. So no, he hasn't, because CSS has just gone straight through him. With Reflow, Pete and Chopper not at the moment in this race.
Yeah, and I wonder if Marley will be the first to blink out of these front two. I've ridden on board with both, and his car looks very, very lively and on edge compared with Samster at the front. And he took a big lift through the quick right-hander of turn 3 as well. So I think Marley's starting to struggle with the front tyres in particular on his Renault.
I have to wait and see how we can get on. But as we now head our way down towards turn 11, you can see there's Samster just doing enough to stay ahead. Lukey, meanwhile, in the other Renault, now making his way towards turn 11, trying to chase the Williams of Kian as they now head towards that heavy braking zone. He's under pressure from Scorpion as well, just over a second behind, but Lukey's done well here. to catch the Williams, and you can see Lukey just applying that pressure as we now head through 15, then through 16, and into the braking zone of turn 17 here. You can see how much pressure Lukey's putting on that Williams there.
Yeah, he is indeed, and Lukey has been good at looking after his tyres throughout the season, so perhaps now starting to reap the rewards from that as he understeers a little bit wide there. But it's good to see a decent performance so far from Kian as well, who's struggled a little bit since rejoining the league a few races ago.
He just ran a little bit wide on the exit of turn 21 then, as well, that's the Toro Rosso of Scorpion running deep into turn 1 there. Lucky for him, there's a huge amount of runoff area in turn 1, but you can see Kian there struggling through that high-speed section of turn 3 and turn 4, and he's going to come under pressure from Lukey here. Lukey, who looks like he's got the car for the aero. And as we head through turn 7, it's all about getting this corner and its exit perfect. And we'll see now he'll head towards the DRS, and you can see now that ERS mode is up to 4 as he now tries to chase Kian, and that looks like a move for the lead of the race. And then there's Samster defending from Marley out of turn 9 there, but Marley again trying to put in a little bit of racecraft here. He's got the DRS as we now head towards turn 11 in the slipstream of the Ferrari. Then which way will he go, left or right? He chooses left, down the inside towards turn 11 he goes, and a little bit of a lock up there. Samster will try and take advantage, but Marley parks his car perfectly there and retakes the lead of this race. Meanwhile then Lukey now trying to go round the outside of Kian, heading into turn 11. No way through. The Williams does well to defend.
He does indeed. And so much understeer as well on all these cars running the ultra soft tyres, really all starting to struggle now. And yeah, Lukey really looking for a way by Kian. Kian driving well at the moment though, keeping it on the apexes, keeping it on those racing lines. So Lukey's going to have to work hard for this. As you mentioned, getting a good exit from that turn 7 might be his best opportunity.
We're having a look here because this is now becoming a three-way battle for P5, and as you say, Jono, who's going to be the first to blink on these ultra soft runs? And well, Marley's still leading the way then, heading on to lap number 10. 19 laps left of the season, and that is Scorpion again running wide on the exit of turn 1 there. That's not going to help his tyre wear one bit. But you can see there Kian still under pressure from Lukey. You can see he does struggle through turn 3 there, Kian, and leaves his braking very late going into turn 6 there. That's what's helping him stay ahead at the moment. Well, Marley now under pressure from Samster as we jump on board with the rear end of Marley. Then Samster looking for a move up the inside. Where will he go then? No, he stays behind, putting that pressure on Marley then. And again, he just stays behind right now, looking to exploit that DRS as we now head into the DRS zone. And looking for turn 11 now. Which way will Samster go? He'll go to the right hand side then, trying to go round the outside this time for turn 11. CSS has the Marley, sorry, has the inside line, but Samster again no way through. Marley's able to defend. I'm West here. Up to P6, is that? Yes, Scorpion actually has found a way through. Kian now leaving it late to try and got the inside of Lukey there. And maybe that was a little bit of a desperate move from the Williams driver. Now down to P8 and now trying up the inside of turn 14. Not really an overtaking opportunity. And Kian there has lost out big time.
Yeah, lost out big time. Scorpion and Lukey then have made their way through. And Scorpion, who was behind both of them, wasn't he? So Scorpion's gained a couple of positions there and moved himself up into 6th position then.
Yeah, that was we didn't quite see it on the screen there. So, but anyway, Lukey has dropped behind Scorpion. Meanwhile, Samster's into the pits then for his one and only stop, assuming, and out he goes on a set of super soft tyres then. So we'll see where Samster rejoins. Where are the Haas's, by the way? They were the first to stop in this race. There goes TK then heading down towards turn 1. You can see Samster, you head underneath the track as you head out there. There's one of the Haas's. Where's the other one as we now head with Samster? He's going to slot in between the Haas's. So not bad then as Samster makes his way now down towards turn number 5 for the 11th time. And he'll instantly want to put some pressure on TK.
Yeah, he will. You can guarantee Sam's going to hit this lap hard now. Expect Marley to probably respond to the end of this lap, but Sam could well use this to advantage and end up ahead out of those two drivers once Marley makes the pit stop.
The CSS is out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Not sure whereabouts, not sure how, but he becomes at the second retirement at the moment, with Pete DNSing this race. and also Reflow and Chopper dropping out of this race. Meanwhile then, Lukey trying to go round the outside at turn 11, and he's got the move done. Ahead now of Scorpion he goes. What a good little battle these two are having right now.
Yeah, great little battle. Lukey then makes his way up into 5th position. He's fought hard, hasn't he, with Kian and now with Scorpion. But both drivers then, they've done 10 laps on these Ultra Softs now, so expect to see both of them in before long.
Samster still trying to apply that pressure to TK as Marley, Brubadinho, Matt F&G all into the pit lane now. So where will Marley slot out? We've seen before with the Haas's that the overcut has proved the better option. But let's have a look then. Marley now heading his way down the pit lane and towards the pit lane exit. You can see there Samster still trying to battle away with TK as we head towards turn 1. Marley's now going underneath the track here as you know head through turn 2. We'll be able to see Marley. Where does he rejoin? And he rejoins here. He could rejoin just ahead of the Haas, and he does. Ooh. Just slotting in ahead of Jaw then. So that was crucial in that battle. Meanwhile, Samster trying to put some pressure on TK as we now head towards turn 7. Using that bit of tarmac on the right-hand side to open up turn 7 as much as possible. Samster here with the DRS, tuning up the ERS now as he makes his way into the DRS zone. This is crucial because TK will race him here. TK's on a 2-stop. Samster's on a 1-stop. He's got to make this move stick as he now heads down towards turn 8, up the inside. Will TK try and battle him? No, he won't. Samster then takes P4 away from the 2-stopping TK. A crucial move there.
Yeah, crucial to get that done. He's got a car between himself and Marley now. Marley definitely lost out, didn't he? Quite considerably with Sam's undercut there. And he's got that one lap fresher tyre now, but track position is still important, and Marley will have to push hard to close that gap down. And I think the gap would have been even bigger as well if Sam hadn't been tucked behind TK for the second half of that last lap.
Yeah, absolutely. So the undercut prevailing this time, but TK here still not too far behind the Ferrari, as you can see their Jaw still trying to put some pressure on Marley, but he is falling away at the moment. And on those 6-lap-old ultra soft tyres, they are starting to get to the tail end of their life. They should be lasting around 11-12 laps as Lukey comes into the pits then, and Scorpion stays out. So that's going to be an interesting one. Scorpion now trying the overcut, having seen the undercut work and the undercut not work. He's going to try the risk then of staying out.
Yeah, so he's going the furthest of anybody then on his starting set of ultra softs, as Brumadinho is lining up Draw as well now. So Draw, as you mentioned, falling back from Marley, but he may well have his mirrors full of Force India any moment.
Yeah, here we go then, down the back straight. You can see he's got to get the exit of turn 7 right, and he heads into the DRS zone now. He's got the slipstream, and he's closing on Jaw. Look at this now, up to 7th gear, leaving it to change up to 8th very late as he'll try up the inside in towards turn 8, locking up a little bit there, and Jaw concedes the position. Brumadinho then up to 6th place. Good move from him then.
Yeah, good move from him on the limit, but he made his way through. And Jaw will have DRS now, but not sure he's going to be close enough to do anything. The Hatters really are on their own strategy, aren't they? Racing their own races, and I guess they haven't really lost too much time there. You know, Jaw's not really battled too hard, driving his own race, and hoping the 2-stop will work out for them in the end.
Well, I'm West then. The first, really, of the 2-stoppers is leading this race then. Of course, he's got to stop again. Samster pushing Scorpion as we head through turn 20, and Scorpion pulls off to the right-hand side. That's him coming into the stops then, or into the box, I should say. And Marley here has still got TK in front of him. Samster will try and use this opportunity to just gallop away. I'm West leading then, 9.3 seconds ahead of Samster, but we are expecting I'm West to have to stop again.
Yeah, he's going to have to stop again. He's got a 9-second lead, so obviously nowhere near enough to do an extra pit stop and still be in the front, although he will be obviously quick at the end on his fresh set of tyres. So he's still in with a shout of a podium, I think, perhaps, but the win, I think, will be tough for him from here. But Marley's struggling slightly, isn't he, to get past TK. He may well have a go here into the turn 8 braking zone, but Sam has bolted away a little bit.
Absolutely, Marley up the inside then. and trying to squeeze the Haas on the outside, which he has done successfully. Marley takes P3 away, and at the end of the day, that was a move that had to be done from Marley. 2.2 now separates him and Samsa up ahead.
Yeah, 2.2 seconds will keep a close eye on that gap. So I still think, you know, Marley has got the pace to close that down. Both drivers, I think, with one 3-second time penalty each as well for corner cutting. So I think they're even Stevens on that as well. So we are in for a showdown now as we enter the second half of the race.
Absolutely, and the decision for when I'm West pits then is going to be crucial. When do the Williams crew think the best time to pit is? He'll start lap 15, so we're halfway through this race now. I'm West leads with Samster in second, Marley in third, TK fourth, Brumadinho in fifth with Jaw in sixth, Matafaji is in seventh place with Kian in eighth, Lukey ninth, Scorpion in 10th, Reflow, Pete and Chopper running around as ghost cards, and official retirement CSS and Donkall.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it'll be interesting to see when I'm West chooses to pit. You can see the front tyres marked up on the Williams, as we saw with most of the drivers in a previous stint, so he will be struggling now and the lap time will be falling away from him. And Sam already got that gap now under 8 seconds, so yeah, Sam making a good headway, but Marley also already got that gap down to 1.7, so he's taken 3/10 out of Sam since he got past PK.
Running the ball with Matt F&G getting very up and close and personal with the rear wing of Jaw. Going into turn 7 here, but look at this with the DRS. Look how much quicker that Ferrari is in a straight line with the DRS. Moves back over to the racing line and takes 6th place away from Jaw, who I don't think made it too difficult for the Ferrari.
Yeah, once again, I think Jaw thinking it's not worth defending a car that's obviously quicker on much fresher tyres. And yeah, once again, the Haas drivers driving sensibly and Jaw driving his own race at the moment. So expect Matt to bolt away now and try and close down that gap once again to Brumadinho.
2.3 is the gap at the moment between himself and Brumadinho. Brumadinho is solely focused though on catching the Haas ahead of him. TK on 8-lap-old ultra soft tyres, 1.6 seconds up the road. And look at this pace here from Marley. Now the gap between them is 0.8 of a second as I'm West comes in for his second stop in the race.
Yeah, Marley's showing amazing pace here. Bringing that gap down so quickly. I think Sam might be panicking slightly at just how quick that gap's been brought down. And Marley's got almost full electrical energy, ERS, available to him as well. So he's not even pushing too hard. He can go quicker for sure. So Sam may be coming under pressure very shortly.
I'm West then pitting in for his second stint on those ultra soft tyres. Might be slightly too early. He's got to make those tyres last 13 laps now, so it's going to be a bit touch and go for him. But we have seen the tyres last 12 and 13 laps in this race before. It's just a case of whether I'm West can do it again.
Yeah, that's it. I think he can make them last that long, but they will be struggling at the end. He'll be slow at the end, so he won't be able to push quite as hard as he probably ideally like to now either. He can't hit the tyre too hard. He knows he's got to take them quite a long way now to make it to the end with still decent pace left in the car.
Marley then still trying to put that pressure on Samsa then, as we now make our way through turns 11, 12 and 13, making our way through turn 14 now, as we now make our way through 15 through 16 and then into the braking zone of turn 17. Such an easy place to throw away all that hard work you've put in. Meanwhile then Lukey and Kian battling away for position through 11, 12 and 13, and Lukey wanted to turn in there, but Kian was right on the inside and Lukey concedes the position. Kian gets a position up then to 8th place. Brumadinho closing in on TK now. Both these drivers are on a different strategy, so I don't know whether TK is going to put up too much of a battle with Brumadinho behind him, but we're looking at a fantastic battle with 12 laps to go for the lead of the race. I'm West meanwhile has Jaw has come in for his second stop now, so that moves I'm West up to 6th place. He's got clear track ahead of him, 3 seconds behind Matt F&G, the Ferrari ahead, so he's got a bit of clear air. He can just work at his own pace, but he's got to let those tyres, and he's going to make them last to the end of the race, Jono.
Yeah, he has. It's going to be quick now, and it's always tempting just to go flat out and try and bring that gap down to Matt, which I'm sure he will do on these tyres. But as you say, we've seen drivers struggle so much towards the end of their stints with understeer. and he's got to keep that in mind. There's no point being quick now and being super slow at the end, so he's got to try and drive a balanced stint here if he possibly can. Interesting to see as Lukey closed up quite quickly onto Kian actually, but Kian didn't have to jump Lukey, didn't he, with that 2 lap earlier pit stop, but he may well suffer towards the end of the race with Lukey because of that.
Marley takes the race lead then, heading through 11, 12 and 13, and Brumadinho gets ahead of TK. I don't think TK again made it too difficult. Here comes Lukey here, wanting to try and move around the outside, heading into turn 11. Not quite anything doing here. And, well, here we go then, coming towards turn 14. And Lukey is now behind Kian once again, but did want to attack that time. Oh, Samster losing the back end there, getting a real tank slapper out of turn 20. Those curves really, they were biting back at Sam there, giving him that warning. With 11 laps to go, Marley leads from Samster, Brumadinho in third, with TK in fourth, who's into the pit lane.
Yeah, the Haas drivers are making their second pit stop. Straw came in the lap before, didn't he? So sticking to their strategy on the dot, and so we'll see where TK rejoins.
Well, reflow there in the chat, just saying that his internet cut off completely, and that is why he is retired from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's not a nice feeling to have to retire from the season finale.
Yeah, what a shame for him for it to happen in the finale. Yeah, very disappointing for him, but we obviously look forward to seeing him back for season 13.
Battle for the lead once again as we head through turn 10. Marley leading by just a touch as he now makes his way down towards turn 11. Iron West meanwhile still trying to put some pressure on Matt F&G. Obviously on the 2 stop is Iron West, and Marley here still defending that lead well then, as he actually picks up a 3-second time penalty for his troubles there, so he's got to be careful. Meanwhile then, Iron West goes up the inside at 11 and makes the move stick then, the Williams up to 4th place. And meanwhile then, Kian having to defend from Lukey. Lukey trying to go around the outside here. Kian trying to make it work up the inside to defend. And now he tries to turn in here into turn 12. A little bit of contact between the two, and might get a little bit fiery in this one.
Yeah, that was a little bit of argy-bargy there through those chicanes. Often cars end up side by side through that, despite only really being room for one. So we often see bits of contact through there. But Lukey obviously pushing very, very hard now to once again, for the second time in this race, try and find his way past the Williams driver of Kian.
Absolutely. As they head their way towards the final corner then, and that is Lukey picking up a 3-second time penalty. We have 10 laps to go of this season, and Marley leads from Samster. Brumadinho is in 3rd place, but he's being quickly closed in by Iron West, who's in 4th place. And can he make those tyres last to the end of the race? Battle for 6th place here happening, and there's ghost cars everywhere. That's a little bit distracting, but Lukey seems to have got the better run out of turn 4 as we head down towards turn 5, but Kian stays ahead for now.
He does, but crucially then, Lukey, he's got it all stopped and lined up nicely out of turn 7. Decent enough exit for the Williams driver, but I think he's going to come under big pressure from Lukey. He's in ERS mode 4 as well. Kian in mode 5 though, so doing all he can to defend, moving across circuit as well and back to the inside. Lukey's going to have a look around the outside, but that's not going to happen. He's going to try and get the switch back now, try and get a good exit out the second part of the chicane. Got pushed wide down onto the curb by Kian, who's defending hard. That's going to affect Lukey's exit slightly. And Kian once again moving around a little bit, he's going to stay to the inside again. Once again, Lukey's going to be out onto the racing line, traditional racing line. Kian tries to keep his nose in, but this time he cannot do anything about it. And Lukey gets the job done, but then Kian fights back again, and they're going to go side by side once more as they now approach that tricky braking zone in turn 17 again. But Lukey's going to be on the inside for it this time, and finally he's able to sweep across in front of Kian. It's just an absolute dive bomb there from Kian, and surely he'll let Lukey go, and Lukey does continue on ahead anyway. But that was an absolute dive bomb there, Kieran.
Yeah, turn 17 is not really a place you imagine your overtakes happening. But, well, Kian wanted to make that move, and it looked a little bit of a desperate one too, but Lukey has got the move done up to P6, and Lukey will just be hoping now that he can build a gap to the Williams behind him.
Yeah, he will be pushing to try and build a gap. Luckily, no damage, I don't think, to either car in that move, but Lukey worked hard for that once again. We see every race, Lukey fighting hard for positions. He now finds himself in P6 then, but quite a big gap ahead of him now to Matt.
Here's Iron West closing in on Brumadinho. This is battle for the podium. And I'm West on ultra soft tyres. We've got Brumadinho on the super softs as they make their way now towards turn 8. You can see there the Williams has the inside line, but Brumadinho might try a cutback. He'll actually have the DRS on the Williams. I'm West thinks it's job done right now, but he's got to be careful on the run to turn 11 here. You've got Brumadinho in the slipstream with the DRS, moves to the right hand side, and it's always tricky to try and attack around the outside here. You'll have the inside line for turn 12, and look at that, great move and a great defensive move at that by Brumadinho, able to hang on to P3 for now.
Yeah, great move, and that could be crucial, couldn't it, come the end of the race? The longer we can keep on West behind for on those relatively fresh ultra softs, the better.
Battle here between Kian, Scorpion and TK here, as Kian was defending in towards turn 11. Scorpion backed out of a move. TK then tried to got the inside of Scorpion, and that didn't work. It was a half-hearted attempt, and sometimes those half-hearted attempts can be the worst moves you can possibly make. But luckily, all the 3 cars still facing the right way. I'm West is still trying to put pressure on the Force India on the exit of turn 1. Now heading through turn 2. Obviously, I'm West is going to have a bit more grip through here. In theory, he's going to have more grip through turn 3. Then Brumadinho is going to run down towards turn 5 here. And Brumadinho does have a little bit of a lock-up. Compromises his exit entry into 6. And now in towards turn 7 here. I'm West has got to try and get this exit spot on. But you can see he's a lot closer to Brumadinho than he was a lap ago. And you can see now with the DRS, I'm West is confident to get the move done, even without the slipstream here. As we head now down towards turn 7, you can see there, Brumadinho tucks back in to the slipstream of I'm West. I'm West gets the move done for now, but it will be a totally different story on the run down to turn 11, because Brumadinho is going to have the slipstream and the DRS. A little bit of a loss of back end on the exit of turn 9 there, but will Brumadinho have enough in the tank to try and make a move? And he's a little bit far back actually, so he can't have that opportunity to get past. Drops down to P4 then, and this is a battle here between TK and Scorpion. TK has to get this move done. He's on ultra soft tyres. He's on the 2-stop here. He should be quicker, but he's got to put up with this traffic. Both the cars then have DRS as we head down towards turn 11. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? TK trying to go around the outside. Then it becomes the inside, then the outside. The Toro Rosso just about keeping on the inside as we head towards turn 14. Still there side by side. And TK gets the better drive out of turn 14. Up to P he goes. Great battle between the two of them there.
Yeah, great move by TK and space given by both drivers. And TK, he's got to, as you say, push on while the ultra softs are new. And now expect to see him bring that gap down. Currently 1 second then to Kian.
Lap 22 of this Grand Prix. Marley still leads. Samster is keeping him company behind. I'm West, meanwhile, 8.4 seconds behind Samster. Brumadinho is trying to keep I'm West close for company in P4. Matt Effigy is in 5th place with Lukey in P6. Kian 7th place. TK in 8th with Scorpion in 9th. And Shaw, the last of the runners, rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, top 10. Pretty close, up to sort of 6. We've got a couple of groups, haven't we? Lukey then with quite a big gap then ahead to Matt FNG and all those drivers relatively close up to Marley in the front, who's got it ahead. Crucially, he's more than a second ahead of Samster now. So he's broken away from DRS. And so will we see Sam fall back now? It seems to be struggling slightly, I think, at this stage of the race compared with Marley.
TK trying to make a move around the outside of turn 8 then. Didn't quite work. Kian did a good job of defending, but he's got to do that work again as we head down towards turn 11. TK once again trying to go round the long way round. It becomes the inside for turn 12, and look at that, TK then can take the racing line for turn 13, and he's got the move done. TK making a crucial move there as the lead Haas car at the moment. His next target is Lukey, 3.1 seconds up the road.
Yeah, I think he'll have a good go at breaching that gap, but will he have the tyre life there? If he gets there, that will be the crucial thing. But certainly TK is having some fun out there at the moment on those ultra softs.
Yeah, absolutely. He's probably just qualified on a set of hypersofts. Thought, you know what, let's try a 2-stop for the last race. And actually, P7 at the moment. Meanwhile, Kian and Scorpion are going to have a good battle here as they head down towards turn 1. Neither of them got the ideal exit out of turn 21. But as we now head towards turn 2, Kian there, you can see how little grip he's got on those tyres, and with that aero package, he's clearly designed for the straight stack car. But Scorpion still can't find a way past heading into turn 5.
Yeah, Scorpion is going to try this manoeuvre we've seen 7 times this season, I'm sure, though he doesn't get the ideal line there out of turn 7. So Kian does fly away there on the exit. I think that will play to his chances into turn 8. But of course, he will have then another go into turn 11. This will close him up nicely, though, if he gets his braking right, which he doesn't. He runs very deep and loses the position there to Jaw, who stuffs it down the inside.
Yeah, great move from Jaw then. Took advantage of the situation and has moved himself now up to 9th place. Next target is Kian as he now makes his way down towards turn 11. And Jaw here just has to be a little bit careful. He's done all this hard work. The last thing he wants to do is throw it all away.
Yeah, doesn't want to go all the way, but then, as you say, they're on aggressive strategies. Both these hash drivers, I think they want to have some fun, go for some overtakes. And we know Jaw is certainly not shy of going for an overtake. And Kian not shy of defending hard himself either. So, yeah, not going to be easy for Jaw. And but Kian is, he's on 12-lap-old Super Sausage, one of the earliest to pit, wasn't he? So he's going to be starting to struggle for grip slightly now.
5 laps to go of season number 12. Marley leads from Samster and Iron West is in 3rd, 5.9 behind Samster at the moment. At this moment in time, it looks like he may just miss out on catching Samster towards the end of this race. Jaw then getting a good run through turn 3. Now at the inside as we head towards turn 5 then. Can he get that move on Kian? Not quite at the moment, but now he'll try a good run through turn 7. You can see there Kian trying to defend the inside line into turn 7. He might not get the greatest exit in the world, and you can see that. Jaw getting a much better exit, a much cleaner exit. Now moves to the right-hand side then. Jaw with the DRS making his way past the Williams, who's clearly set up for the straight line. But again, Jaw just gets ahead and Scorpion right behind as well. Got to be careful, has the Williams. You can see there the Haas running a little bit deep into turn 6 as Scorpion tries to launch it out the inside of, turn 9 that was. And, well, not able to get that done. Kian there. We've got yellow flags. Lukey's out. Lukey's out of this race.
I was just watching that. I think there was contact between him and TK. TK was trying to go around the outside, and I presume there was contact there, and Lukey speared into the wall and out of the race. So unfortunate there for Lukey. Yeah, gutted for Lukey there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but TK was on his way past, and it looked like there was contact.
Well, Jaw here is going to feel a little bit peeved here because the Williams there, it seemed like he made the move past Lukey's stricken car there. But of course there were no yellow flags, so Kian's right to make the move there. No punishment given. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, he's right to make the move. No flags on track. And so, yeah, Jaw, once again, is going to have Kian's got a good run here, though. And will dive the inside. That's a little bit late to dive the inside there, Jaw. Looked a little bit apprehensive there going for that move.
Definitely pushing hard for this position, and you can see they're trying to take a wider entry into turn 3. You can see there Kian running slightly wide through turn 4 on the run down towards turn 5. Kian will have the inside line, and Jaw sort of a little bit of a tap from Scorpion behind him, and Scorpion here will wait, and he got that all wrong going into turn 6 there, and Jaw's lucky there that he only just got a tap from behind, not the full spin.
Yeah, definitely lost him a little bit of time, obviously, but as I say, not full spin. And fair play to Scorpion there. He did wait up, did the right thing, and so all drivers able to continue.
Not long to go left now. Jaw will want to get this move past Kian now. This will be his target now for the rest of the race, to get past the Williams. And can he do it? Is he able to do it? He's outside of the DRS range, but along that straight you can see now the gap is 0.8 of a second down to 0.7 in towards turn 11 there. So you can see Jaw on those ultra tyres has definitely got the pace. 3 laps to go here. Marley still leads. Samster 3.2 seconds behind. Iron West meanwhile 5 seconds behind Samster. Again, 2.5 seconds per lap is the ideal thing here. But again, it looks like it's not going to happen. Catching Samster is one thing, but then he's got to have the tyres to attack for position, and that doesn't look like it's going to happen. But still, can't turn your nose up at a podium at the moment.
Yeah, definitely not. Iron West is already becoming a regular on the podium, isn't he? Only a few races into his one hub career here. So good things for him. I'm sure he'll be happy with the podium. All those positions, I think, at the front, the very front there at least, look pretty set, barring any mistakes from any of the drivers. But one position that definitely isn't set is Kian. He had that bit of breathing space, but it didn't last long, did he? Jaw is back on his gearbox once again.
And heading through towards turn 7. And will Jaw try a wider line? No, he follows Kian through and hoping to get that better exit. He's not got long left on those ultra soft tyres before they start to show the worst of themselves. But Jaw here with the DRS in the slipstream of Kian then, as Kian moves to the right hand side, making maybe more than one move as we head now down towards turn 8 there. Runs a little bit deep into turn 8, trying to defend into turn 9. And now on the exit, will Jaw finally be able to try and make a move in towards turn 10 on the run up to turn 11. Now you can see Jaw moves to the right hand side now. The Williams sticks to the left hand side, trying to defend the inside line. The Haas trying to go around the outside. The Williams again leaving the braking very late, runs deep but is able to recover, holds on to P7.
Yeah, he does, holds on. He really wants this position, doesn't he? Defending for his life, and who can blame him, I guess. Final race of the season, why not try and hold on if you possibly can. Jaw struggling for ERS as well. He's pushing really, really hard. He wants the position so badly, doesn't he? And you know, even his ultra soft tyres will be starting to fall away a little bit now. But Kian obviously really struggling on those used supers at this stage.
2 laps to go here, and TK is just, Jaw is looking to make this move stick wherever possible. And now heading down towards turn 1. He's going to be a little bit frustrated here, coming towards the end of the season. And, well, it's all a case of, can Jaw actually do it? Oh, it's the Williams runs wide into turn 4 there. As we now head towards turn 5. You can see, Kian, the cracks are under pressure. They're definitely there. The move for Jaw is definitely on. But making that move is entirely a different thing.
Yeah, as you say, he's had a few opportunities, but just hasn't quite been able to finish it off, has he? He's going to have another go again here now. Kian again sits inside. Jaw goes completely off circuit, though, and hits Kian as well as he tries to rejoin. That was very, very aggressive, and lucky that didn't cause a big accident. But Kian holds on again. Jaw's going to look for the outside. Kian just likes sticking to this inner wall, doesn't he? But Jaw's looking to be there as well. Switches out the slipstream. Going to look right the outside, but if Kian gets his braking right, he will have the inside for the corner, gets it stopped just about, and then nowhere for Jaw to go, and both able to continue. But wow, Kieran, this is getting a little bit spicy now, I think, pushing perhaps beyond the limits here.
I think Scorpion will be enjoying this one. He's just taken a seat back and wondering if this battle will end in tears, and at the moment, on the last lap, it might do. I mean, Jaw going on the left-hand side there, where the track isn't, and there's a steel barrier there waiting for you. I mean, that just sums it up, really. Jaw is wanting to make this move past. He's desperate for this move. Now heading through turn 21. If you haven't noticed, it is the final lap of the season with Marley in the lead, 5.3 seconds. Of course, we're sticking with this battle for P7 right now, but of course we will be showing Marley coming across the line. It is it's a option of when, but here comes Jaw once again through turn 3. Much better line than Kian this time through turn 4, on the run down towards turn 5 as Kian there tries to squeeze Jaw out of space, and it's worked. Jaw just can't find the way past. Kian is making that Williams as wide as he possibly can, and this must be so frustrating for the Haas driver.
Yeah, he's shown his frustration as well, and you know, you wouldn't bet against Scorpion getting the both of them at the moment. They're defending so hard, costing each other so much time. Once again, Kian to the inside, and Jaw just hasn't got enough ERS to battle with, as he does the massive switch to the right-hand side there, tries to catch Kian unawares, gets it stopped just about, but I think he did push Kian a little bit there, braked a little bit late, got the move done, but I'm not sure how fair that was from my view.
Well, here comes Marley then across the line to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the last race of the season, I should say. Marley will take the race win. Samster comes across the line. He will finish in second. It was a good attempt from Iron West, and he actually jumped Samster through penalty, so it's P2 for Iron West, 2 in a row for him. Brumadinho finishing in P4 with Matt coming across the line in 5th place then. TK on the alternate 2-stop strategy coming across the line in 6th place there, with Jaw making that move stick then, and now making his way towards turn 20. These are the last 3 out on track then to take the checkered flag, and they will get a top 9 finish then. It will be Jaw, Kian and Scorpion, it looks like, before penalties. Kian's actually jumped Jaw on penalties there, so all that hard work from Jaw basically meant nothing. But your race winner of the final race of season 12 is Marley.
Yeah, Marley, once again, another masterful drive, wasn't it? Once he got by Sam there, he had the pace in hand, he had the time management as well to just eke out that gap. But I'm sure Sam won't be too disappointed. He's on the podium once again and joined by I'm West, who, whichever tier he ends up in that season, he is going to be a threat, isn't he? A very, very quick driver, and enjoyed that race very much. There were some amazing battles there.
Absolutely, and we really hope you've enjoyed the Season 12 Pinnacle Tier. It's had a little bit of everything. Drama, great battles, dive bombs up the inside. It had it all in its own race, let alone the entire season. And myself and John, I would love to thank you for joining us for this fantastic journey. But your official, unofficial results for the final race of season number 12. Marley wins the race with I'm West in second. Samster finishing in third with Brumadinho in fourth. Matt F&G is in fifth with TK in sixth. Kian in seventh with Jaw in eighth. And Scorpion rounding off the finishers. Pete, Reflow, Chopper, Lukey, CSS and Donkle all did not see the checkered flag for the season finale.
Yeah, that was a race of attrition, wasn't it? Both due to internet connections and just due to the race itself. And that midfield battle there, it just summed up this tier this season for me. Just absolutely all-out attack racing in the midfield especially. And it's just breathless stuff, delivered us right up there until the last few corners of the last lap. But fantastic race. And, those front three again today, Marley, I'm West, Sam, obviously Matt as well, Brumadinho, all these drivers have been so consistent, so quick, especially in the latter part of the season. So I'm sure they'll all go on to great things next season, as I'm sure all these drivers will, whichever tier they end up being in.
Absolutely, and it's not a bad way to bow out, Jono, is it really? 7 seasons, Jono, driver, steward, champion and a legend you've been described as from the entire One Hub team. 25 wins, 48 podiums, 8 pole positions and 2 drivers championships, 2 constructors championships and 12 driver of the day vote awards. Let's get it trending. Hashtag thank you Jono on Twitter. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've only been with you for a season, but I can already see the impact you've had on One Hub in its entire history. From myself and all of One Hub, thank you, Jono.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been an absolute blast. I've enjoyed all of it. And this season as well, commentating alongside yourself, bumbling alongside you has been brilliant. And I've enjoyed every single race. It's been absolutely fantastic. And although I'm taking a step back, I will still be around the league for sure. And I'm watching all of the races in season 13. It's obviously going to be another fantastic season as the league continues to grow.
And hopefully a season 14, season 15 reunion is on the cards. Hey, Jono.
Never say never.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Jono. Thank you very much for joining me and putting up with me this season. As I said, there aren't many words more that I can describe other than legend. That's what you've been putting in those hours in the steward's office as well. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Jono.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. It's been absolutely great. And yeah, thank you to everyone as well for the support in the steward's office as well. Not an easy job, but I've had people alongside me every step of the way in all of the seasons. And thank my teammates as well, me and Nick, obviously, back when I was driving, which feels like a while ago now. And obviously a fantastic management team at One Hub, and I know there are amazing things to come, led by Nick, of course, who is absolutely committed to this league, and he just keeps pulling amazing things out of the bag. Just does an absolutely incredible job, and I know the league is just going to go from strength to strength in the future.
Fantastic. Do make sure you do check into the Prestige tier for their final race of the season. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we go live. You can follow One Hub Racing on Twitter. It's at One Hub Racing. And if you want to join in with the fun, there is a new tier announced. I will be commentating on that very new tier, the Precision tier. That will be my new tier for season number 13. And if you want and you're interested in the sign-ups, they are open on the 5th of April. Make sure you head over to onehubracing.com. And also don't forget to tune in next week, 8 p.m, for the One Hub Racing Race of Champions, raising money for 3 great charities, and a lot of champions there looking to try and take the crown overall as the best of the best. And I hope to see you there. I thought, Jono, as it is for the now, your last time in the commentary box, I thought I could let you sign off on this one.
Yeah, so thank you, Kieran. So from me, John Worth.
And myself, Kieran McGinley.
So yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.